Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Retro Marvel Universe card back, Target exclusive, the Amazing Spider-Man or Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man or First Appearance Spider-Man, kind of whatever you want to call it. I did get two. I got my pre-order from Target, so I did not get this in store as they were street dated for November 5th. By the time you guys watch this video, it will be November 5th, and the street date will now have been lifted, and you can likely place your order at Target.com for pickup in store, as the online pre-orders have sold out, so you likely can't order it online to have it shipped to you unless they do have additional stock that becomes available. You should be able to do the in-store pickup. Keep in mind that stores probably haven't done whatever reset, layout, planogram, end cap, whatever it is that the figures are planned to be on. So whether the store can easily get to it or quickly get to it, keep that in mind. But again, they shipped out my pre-order, so I got it the day before the street date, which is pretty cool. I got both of them. Both of them kind of came not exactly how I want. I wanted to keep one mint. This one isn't exactly mint, but it's fairly close. This one was a little bit banged up, so I already opened him up. I will hang that one on the wall with all of the other retro card back figures. But I want to talk about this Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man because this is an amazing Marvel Legends figure for Spider-Man. If you have the original Amazing Fantasy release that came out in the Spider-Man 60th anniversary, the Beyond Amazing program, if you got that figure, you're good. You don't need to get this one because it's literally the same, except one minor little detail. But here is the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. Here is this retro release. As you can see, they are the same. I would in no way be able to tell them apart if it weren't for the big difference between the two, the blue logo on the back versus the red logo on the back of the original. So original, this is this new release, which makes sense because Shartimus Prime even had brought it up because he kind of had that first initial review of this guy, showing that the spider logo on the back was red on the original, which wasn't correct to Spider-Man's first appearance, which actually had a blue logo on the back. So this second release now gives us that blue logo to be the first appearance proper Spider-Man figure release. So it is a Target exclusive, so it sucks that it's exclusive. Target exclusives tend to be the most easiest. I know sometimes with Black Series figures, it's tough, and then the whole Trenchcoat Mafia fiasco is pretty crazy. This one should be fairly easy to get your hands on. Again, I'll have the link in the video description below. Hopefully you can put in an in-store pickup order or go to your local Target store after you watch this, before you watch this, as you're watching this, however the case, and you should be able to get it. It is $27.99. That is the same exact price point that the original Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man release was. Now, why is he $27.99 versus $24.99 of standard release figures? I don't know. I mean, he's got a fair amount of accessories. Sure. Is it deluxe enough? Should it be $3 more? I don't know. That's up to you guys to decide if that's something that you want to do. But again, it is the same exact price as the original release of the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. So all the same accessories. We get the two web wing effects. So we have the ones, if you have his arms straight out, you can have the web wings there. And then if you're more relaxed fit, you can still have the web wings and they're kind of just folded in a little bit. He's got all the hands. He's got fists. He's got grip hands, he's got thwip hands, he's got wall crawling hands. All the hands that you can want in this, so we have that there. So looking at the package, you can see there, web wings, we got Spider-Man. He does have the web piece there. The bio on the back reads, in Spider-Man's first ever adventure, tragedy teaches a young Peter Parker that with great power comes great responsibility. There must also come great responsibility. But yeah, there is the Amazing Spider-Man Target exclusive retro figure. Let's get in for the closer look. Okay, closer look. Again, if you have the previous or the original release of the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, you know exactly what to expect out of this. A very good Spider-Man figure. We are pinless at the elbows, we are pinless at the knees, so it is all beautiful there. But again, that big, huge spider logo on the back is blue as opposed to red. It looks like it's a little bit larger too, but that's the only difference that you're going to find between the two. Now, looking at the bright light, I can't really see a difference in the color of that dark gray / black color. I don't really see a difference. Whether there is or not, I don't know, but I don't think there is. One thing that I'm noticing, this is kind of weird. So the inside of that peg is red. They didn't get paint in there. Oh, I guess the same thing on that one. I see a little bit of red. Where on this one, Oh, same thing, but I see more gray in there. Oh, so never mind. I was like, oh, that's a difference. No, there's no difference. It ends up being the same. So we have it there. But the grays, to me, look the exact same. One could be a little bit darker than the other, but to me, they are the same. The web patterns are the exact same throughout the figure as well. The spider logo in front, the eyes, the mask, the head sculpts, everything like that is the exact same. So there's not going to be any difference. I'm not going to do any additional comparisons because there's really no point because they're the exact same. But I will go over kind of some of the accessories and things in case this is your first time. If you didn't see that video of the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man or you never picked that one up, you will see that. But anyway, we have the peg holes on the inner bicep there, and that's going to be for the web wing accessory pieces because you can have them kind of in different positions. So I think these are keyed in to fit a certain way. I'm not sure. Let me see. So like here, you can have that version so it looks like it's just kind of folded in and more of a relaxed pose. And then, you know, when he's really wide and has his arms spread out, you can have the other web wing accessory piece pegged in there. And what this does is, you know, as you kind of glide, it always gets weird on like which one goes well. I know I had issues like doing it before. I felt like they were in the odd spots. So see, no, that can't be right. So it's got to be this one. Let me plug this one in. I feel like I like the concept of these web wings, but I feel like the execution of it was a little bit like weird. So see, that doesn't look right, right? Let me piece it together better for you guys and show you guys. Okay, so I got the web wings on there, and I really hate the design of kind of how it looks because it ends up looking like this. They fall off very easily when you want to start moving the arms around and stuff. To me, I don't like the execution of them. It's just kind of one of those things, so I'm gonna leave them off. But again, you do have, you know, the alternate ones that kind of make it look like they're just kind of in a more rested position, so you can have it there. So he still has the web wings, you know, he's just obviously not using them to glide or anything like that, as you know, they would still be part of the suit kind of deal. So you could do, you know, something like that, of course. But again, pain in the ass. They just fall off very easily. It's difficult to maneuver the arms in certain positions. But yeah, I mean, even I tried to just go through the images that were from Pulse and like put them in there. And for some reason, when I do it, it looks like they're not as visible as when the other photographer did it. So I'm just like, whatever. Okay, so to go over the articulation, and again, this is a very articulated Spider-Man figure. So it's similar to Renew Your Vows, except it does not have the drop-down hips, and it does not have the toe articulation. But we do get very good articulation. The head is on a disc hinge, so you can get the head to go back significantly further than like Renew Your Vows. Can look all the way down, which is good. You get a full rotation in that head sculpt. Do you get some pivot? Yeah, there's a little bit. Not a crazy amount or anything, but you do get some. You can get the shoulder to go straight on out like so. Full rotation in there. There is a butterfly joint, so you can get the arm to go back a little bit. You can get the arm to come forward a little bit for some crossbody in there. You have an upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed pinless elbow, which gives you that much bend there at the elbow, which is great. So wrist swivel. The fists have the standard horizontal hinge. The grip hands have the vertical hinge, which is great. So if you are holding on to a web piece, you have the vertical hinge on those hands, which is awesome. The thwip hands have the standard horizontal hinge on the thwip. And then the wall crawling hands have the standard horizontal hinge as well. So as you can see there, standard horizontal hinge. These hands don't seem as big. Are they different? No, they're the same hands. So that is the range of motion there. So we have the diaphragm cut. This diaphragm cut surprisingly doesn't give you the most range of motion in there though, but the way the hip is designed, it gives us a whole lot. So tilting to the left is actually a little disappointing, as you can see there. Tilting to the right seems to be a little bit more, but still not a crazy amount. Going back on that diaphragm is very little. Coming forward on that diaphragm is very little as well. You got the swivel in that diaphragm there. And then we have the inverted ab crunch. So using the ab crunch and the diaphragm, there you can get Spider-Man to crunch forward that much. That may not seem like a lot, but we'll get into what else it can do. Going back is that much, so that is really good. But the hip pieces on this Spider-Man figure are pretty crazy. So when you really, put the hips into use, you would be able to get Spider-Man into some crazy ass poses. So this is just majority hip usage. So while the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man figure will have more range of motion in the body, the torso, the hips on this guy are crazy, and he doesn't even have drop down hips, which is pretty impressive. Legs go out that far apart, can't kick forward that far, which is really good. Leg goes back quite a bit as well. You got the upper thigh cut in there, a double jointed pinless knee, that much bend there, beautiful knee bend. Boot swivel right at the top of the boot, foot hinges down all the way, hinge up all the way, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So great articulation like this. If you don't have the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man figure, I highly recommend getting it. But if you don't have that, or you do have it and you want a different Spider-Man, this is an absolute must pick up. Like it was the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. If for some reason you did not get that figure, this is really, really the one to pick up now. Like it gives you a second chance to get it. Not that that figure is going for like crazy amount of money, but I do know that it's going for more than what the retail was. So it's over the $27.99. So this is your chance. Make sure, check out the link in the video description below if you're able to get your hands onto this one, because definitely a solid release, and it's technically more accurate to his first appearance, so that's always a positive as well. Okay, so for some final side-by-sides with the Amazing Fantasy and this new retro Target exclusive, it was just the logo color on the back. If you look at it straight on, they're going to be the exact same. As far as the colors, to me, the colors are the exact same. There's no real difference whatsoever. But when we look at, the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, it's a very different, it's a bigger body, as you could see, between the two. So they all have their pluses and minuses. I think the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man will technically get you into a bit more poses because of the design of the hips are pretty great, but the diaphragm cut on this Spider-Man, and the torso and the ab and everything, you can get him to crunch forward a lot more, but I guess this one kind of can do somewhat. Let me see, which one? No, because this one's still technically better. Like it's good, like the Renew Your Vows is good, but it's not as good as the Amazing Fantasy. So it's pretty crazy, what what this one is capable of doing just because of the design in the hips. But if the diaphragm could have gotten some more range of motion, that would have been pretty insane. And I don't know if there's modifications that could be done to it to give more range, but that would be even better. Okay, so I thought this would be a fun one. So I have the Spider-Man hanging. I brought my Hasbro Pulse Flight stand out because I was going to do a Spider-Man pose thing with the stand, but turns out I didn't have to. So this web accessory kind of has a curled end to it, and I don't know if I can show you guys how I did it. I just kind of wrapped it around there. So I have Spider-Man hanging from this light fixture there. And this actually makes it a whole lot of fun. So you can get into some pretty cool poses like that. And the web accessory, while it's not great, and we've seen it used many, many times over the years, it's a very old mold. I mean, like when the Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield movie. No, the first one. When the first Amazing Spider-Man movie came out, TASM movie, came out, this web line was used back then. So that's how old it is. While I don't think it's great, this definitely makes it a little bit fun. Look at that. It's actually holding on pretty strong. I'm pretty surprised on that. So that could be a whole lot of fun there. So there we have it. This Spider-Man figure, again, if you didn't get the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, this is one I don't think you want to miss out on. I hear overseas there's issues or it's not becoming available or what's going on. I know... Target, you guys should be able to get a hold of it. Stores are getting multiples at one time, upwards of 6 at one time. So it just depends. So make sure to check out the link in the video description below and see if you have that option to do the in-store pickup. If it gets canceled, it could be because they don't have it set or they don't know where in the stockroom it is or whatever the case may be. But I don't think this is the one that you should pass up. So again, if you don't have this Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man figure, pick this one up. If you have this one and you don't care about the blue on the back, you're good. Pass on this one. You don't need it. Unless you want it on card to display on your wall or whatever the case may be, you have the option to do that. But the same exact figure, only difference is the blue logo on the back. The accessories are the exact same. The colors are the exact same. it is all the same. So you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this figure. Is it one that you're picking up, or are you passing because you already have the Amazing Fantasy, or are you picking it up just for the carded figure, or do you just love Spider-Man so damn much you gotta have every Spider-Man figure? That could be the case. I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you're interested in helping support the channel, hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching. And Spider-Man is going to swing. Oh, I should have done something like this. Whee! Now I'm getting dizzy. So here, Spider-Man. Thanks, guys, for watching.